This is going to be a little different of a video. I love growing berries. That was actually what started me into gardening. I found a wild berry that was different from everything else when I was 8 years old on our farm, and I took it and dug it and transplanted it, and since then I've just loved it. So I've tried blackberry, raspberry, blueberry varieties, everyone that I could find from all over the world, and so that's another one of the things that I did before figs. But I have this one that was a seedling that just popped up, a volunteer, started growing in the middle of my fig plants a few years ago. It actually happened while I was back in Santa Barbara. And I noticed that it was thornless. So just being me, liking to trial stuff, I dug it up and I planted it in our property here as soon as we moved to Tennessee. But the last 2 years, the chickens beat me to it, so I never actually got to try one of them. And there weren't very many because it was still fairly small. This year, the chickens, I was out of town, they beat me to most of them, but it had some late shoots, and I'm finally getting to try it, and it is a really awesome berry. So now let me show you that one. All right, so it's always exciting whenever you find something new. It just keeps it fun for me. This is a seedless one. The varieties that I had growing that contributed to this would have been Triple Crown, which is one of my favorites. I had Washita, and it was probably one of those two. I had started clearing out most of the others, so those are probably the parents of this. Oh, no, that's right. I had one other. I had Primark Freedom, which is a really great primocane fruiting blackberry. This one is not primocane, but it had really, really early berries. In fact, you can see this is one of the canes, the floricanes that fruited. It was the earliest one of my varieties here. And those were so early that some of them didn't actually ripen, which was interesting, but the chickens beat me to them anyway. But this variety, it did it last year too. It tends to have a lot of these shoots that will come up straight off of the cane, and it looks like it's a primocane, but it's not. It bears fruit, and primocanes bear fruit on it, so it's a little bit confusing, but this isn't. This cane will be dead next year, so it's not a true primocane fruiting variety. It just happens to have that. This is one of the actual primocanes that will fruit next year. So there's several of those in there. Here's another one. If you've grown them long enough, you can tell a difference. But this is fun because it has these late shoots. It means that you're going to get berries for a much longer period of time. So I had those really early ones that started last year, and now I have these shoots that pop up and also ripen right towards the end of the season. You could see those are ready, but then we have others. So it's going to fruit for a good long while. So it's pretty fun. But one of the things that I most liked about this is the flavor of these was really, really good. I just got to try them for the first time today, and I took some into my wife. My wife doesn't like sour at all, so she's not a real big fan of some of the blackberries unless they're super, super ripe. But this variety, they're still really firm, but they're nice and sweet, and there's hardly any acidity to them, which she really, really loved. They're a good size. It's kind of hard to tell because I have big hands, so if a normal sized person was holding these, you'd see they're a little bit bigger. They're probably about 9 grams. I'll weigh some later just to make sure. But they're really firm and delicious. They kind of have a little bit of a grape taste, which I had recognized before from Primark Freedom. So I'm guessing that that might be one of the parents, or, well, it could be the main one. I have no clue. But it's fun. Thought it would be a cool little update just to show you one of the other things that I've done. This is a swing I built. Just little horse swings and fire pit, just for fun. We were clearing out the back forest from some overgrown trees, and so we just put it together and built this cool little structure. It's raining today, but All right, excuse the garden. It is a disaster. We went out of country for a few weeks, and right when we left, it got super, super hot and everything got overgrown. I was also too busy to actually plant a garden, so all I have in there are a big row of irises. I got about 75 varieties of test irises in there. The ones that I love, I'll move to around the house. But back here is where I grow my berries. This is a new variety, a release from the University of Arkansas called Ponca. Excellent, also really low acid berry, super firm. I like their growth habit. Nice, strong, firm, straight, upright growing canes. Really nice growth habit on those, and they're very productive. I've already cleared out all the old canes, so you just see the new floor canes. These will ripen next year. Back here I've got triple crowns. So triple crown and punk are my two current favorites. I probably will add back primal cane or Primark Freedom. I love having those late fall berries. I had gotten rid of it because I heard that here in the south there's the spotted wing Drosophila or SWD larva that happens, but I haven't seen that yet, so I might go ahead and give it a shot, and if it becomes problematic I'll just take those berries out. But I really did like the Primark Freedom. In here you can't see because it's all overgrown. It's tayberry, and tayberries are a dark red berry. They're super tart, but when they're really ripe they get kind of purple. They have thorns and they're a trailing variety, but these things are so aromatic. They're just incredible. Mix those with strawberries and it's my all-time favorite jam. Here is going to be, I took out some plants. I'm going to put in another row of triple crowns, which I started down there. But so most of these bigger plants, I'm going to put the tips of those in the dirt, and in about 6 weeks I'll have new plants. So this fall I'll go ahead and replant this, because triple crown is, so far it's my all-time favorite. So I'll have another row of triple crowns. Here I just planted these. I ordered some from a different nursery than I had in the past, and they sent me the wrong thing. So I had to tear out all my raspberries and replant them this spring. So yeah, I ordered my 4 favorites just for appearance and taste. Had to start all over after 2 years. It was very, very frustrating. But if you want to know what they are, it's Anne yellow raspberry. So I have a half a row of that. Then I have Caroline red raspberry. So that's a red one. This one's awesome. It's called Double Gold. You can kind of see the color of these is beautiful. This is actually perfectly ripe. And I wish I had, well, hold on, I do. I just want you to see the difference in color. That's why I grow them. You've got the beautiful yellows. Oh, there we go. It's been really hot, so they have a little bit of sunburn on them. My wife loves things that look pretty. So having a bowl full of pretty different colored berries is always a nice treat. This variety is called Crimson Night. They get darker than most reds. Yeah, there we go, there's some. You can see some fully ripe ones right here. Look at that. So it's not a purple, but it's called Crimson Night. That one is almost ripe, but it'll get a little bit darker. So Crimson Night, and then Caroline, just so you can see the colors. These are tiny because they're brand new plants. But there you go. Look at that color. Isn't that nice? The double golds are beautiful, pink looking ones, and Anne yellow, the Crimson Night, and the Caroline. Look who came to join me. This is my sweet little kitty, Comet. She loves gardening. Comet, say hi. Anyway, that's a little berry update, something different from the figs. Speaking of figs, this was going to be my test row. I took them all out because Without irrigation, and I'm trying not to irrigate, I wasn't getting enough rain those first 2 years. This year, I realized I made a mistake because we finally got a huge amount of rain, so they would have been fully established. But I only left a few in. I had 2 rows here and over there, and they're completely overgrown. So what I'm going to end up doing is put fruit trees here, and I'll probably throw back in some. I'm having a well dug, because right now we have city water and I didn't like it. So we're having a well dug this year. Once that's done, I'll put in more fig trees back here. That will help all of these grow. The ones at the top, I'm not sure if you can tell, this is up the hill a little bit and it rolls down. The ones at the top really get dried out in our late summers. Comet. She goes on walks with us like the dogs do. He's fun. All right, little update. Hope you enjoyed something new. I am planning a trip out to document some of the seedlings that I found last year, to better document them and to mark the trees, because I did not do a great job this last year. I was in too much of a hurry, so I didn't save everything in time, and got to go back and collect them again. But this time I'll spend more time and properly document each of them and get flavor notes, and I'll do a video of each one that I found in that canyon. And I'll get some more cuttings and be able to start from there. These are just a couple of trees that survived my test. I killed a lot of trees this last winter with lots of different overwintering techniques. It was a disaster. I'm going to stick to the tried and true methods that all of you cold weather people have suggested, instead of trying to get funky, because I lost a bunch. Well, while I'm at it, here's some trees. I put them in the shade while we were gone out of the country. Recently set lots of air layers. And beautiful little trees. Before I end, let me show you this tree. Clearly, I like this tree, and I almost lost it. So it's a little bitty, but I'm air layering every branch off of this thing because I need multiple copies of this. It's so good. It's gonna be, well, I won't get any ripe this year, so that was one of my mistakes of testing it, and my potted one I lost too, so I'm not gonna have that happen again. Not gonna take the chance on losing that. That's Borda Barricaire, just a spectacular fig. So I've got 8 plus 2 more shoots, and the mother tree should be set for next year, and I'm gonna properly protect it this winter so it can grow. Okay, thanks for joining me on this little fig tour. It looks bare because I removed a bunch that I decided not to grow. I lost some in the winter, and I'm gonna replant them with other trees that I'm making air layers of, and some of them over there in the corner. It's gonna look a lot better in another couple of years. Have a good day.